is some significant news that's breaking right now that I do have to ask you about. The White House just released a statement from the president on the torture report condemning our tactics. But is that enough? Should there be consequences to the CIA or other organizations for what that report is saying?
Let me say two things. First, that one of the reasons why I love working with Barack Obama is he understands that and I mean this sincerely, is the real strength of America is when we are consistent with the values we assert. Think of the countries who would be willing to say, we made a mistake. We made a big mistake, and to make sure it never happens again, we're going to let the whole world know the mistake we made. It'll never happen again. That is the true strength of who we are as a nation, and that's the power of this country. It's our values that people repair to. You know, it's the president's taken us from, in my view, Lois, from us being known for the example of our power to the power of our example. And this is the single most significant thing that's being done. With regard to who should be prosecuted, I've been deeply involved in reviewing all of the matters that have been made public by the committee. This is, for you all know, the intelligence committees are the ones that signed this report. It's a large report, significant report. And I've gone through it over the period of time and been interlocutor with Chairman Feinstein and Saxby Chambliss on this. And it is for the Justice Department to determine whether or not there is any cause of action to be taken against any single individual. But in a sense, to me, that's the least important piece. The most important piece is we're big enough, strong enough, and consistent enough to say, we made a mistake. We made a mistake. We're exposing it. That will strengthen us worldwide. It will not weaken us. And that it will make it more difficult for the mistake to ever be able to be made again. That's the importance of the report, in my view.
Is it a black stain on the United States?
No, I think it's a badge of honor. Every country has engaged in activities somewhere along the line that it has not been proud of. But think about it. Name me another country that's prepared to stand up and say, this was a mistake. We should not have done what we've done, and we will not do it again. I think that's it. And by the way, you know, I know some of you know that John McCain and I are close friends. John thinks I'm crazy, and I think John's crazy. We go at each other, but if John called me at 2 o'clock in the morning and said, Joe, I can't tell you why, but get in the plane and meet me at such and such a place, he knows I'd get in the plane and do it. And I know he'd do it for me. But John and I have had real strong disagreements. But take a look at John McCain's speech he made today on this issue. Listen to John McCain, a man who had every bone in his body broken, a man who was brutally tortured, a man who spent 7 years in a prison. I strongly urge you to take a look at the speech John made today. It's breathtaking. It explains, in my view, more in a more articulate way, anything I could say or the president could say.